How is that compared with survivor viability? Let me just tier list. So, survivors that are comp viable in every single round, not hyper specifically, in one round, because I'm talking about survivors that are viable in every single round, no matter what the hunter is, no matter what the comp is. Because right now, every single survivor in the game gets countered by 1 or 2 meta hunters. So let's go. Novelist is good in every single round. Well, yeah, he can be used in every single round. He just gets countered by Ivy. Anti, good in every single round. Gets countered by Ivy and Gamekeeper. Acro, good in every single round. Oh, who does he get countered by? He gets countered by... I guess there's nothing that really hard counters him, so he kind of gets off scot. Do I want to say cheerleader? Do I want to say cheer? I guess. Sure, I'll give the brownie points to cheerleader, but gets countered by speed demon hunters and hunters that slow down. Nightwatch, i.e. Cord, good in every single round. Yeah, pro. Cord, good in every single round. Officer, good in every single round, but gets countered by Hermit to an extent based on how he plays, so I don't really count. It's like a soft counter, not a hard counter, soft counter with Hermit. It just depends on how the Hermit plays. It's very soft counter. Wax Artist, yeah, Wax Artist counters Officer. Thank you, pro, yet again. Saving my ass. Patient is good in every single round, but gets countered by Ivy now. Hardcore countered by Ivy at that. Patient also gets countered by Gamekeeper, because whatever distance you get, the Gamekeeper can just hook you back. Psychologist is good in every round. Priestess is not good in every round. I'm sorry. There's a reason why Priestess is not that good in every round. Oh yeah, Geisha counters Patient as well. Priestess is not good in every round. Well, okay, actually no, take that back. No, I take that statement back. They're just not using her because of her Cypher Rush, but you can use Priestess in every round. I take that back. Take that back immediately. Please answer my question. Is Encore... Every character is good, Oz. Every character is good. Every single character is good. So yeah, Priestess is good in every round. Mercenary, although he got nerfed, he's still good in every single round. He is still good in every round. Lawyer, still good in every round. Embalmer, still good in every round. Gravekeeper, still good in every round. Yeah. And yeah, that's honestly about it. All of these survivors, every other survivor here are either round specific or they just get hard countered by too many hunters and they're too much of a risk. Other than that, these are the only characters I would consider to be good in literally every single round. Melly gets countered by Nightwatch, she gets countered by Opera, she gets countered by Ivy, she gets countered by Gamekeeper, she gets countered by Wax Artist. That's 5 hunters. Half of the meta picks counter her. And that's only the ones that I can name off the top of my head. Remember when the Enchantress in tournament kept resetting Hermit's attacker card? Yeah, I remember that bullshit. Barmaid gets countered by any fast hummer. Exactly, that's why she's not up there. So yeah. There's 10 hunters, right? 10 hunters. Out of 10 hunters, keep in mind you need 4 comps for a team, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are only 13 survivors that are viable in every single round of competitive out of 13 plus 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Out of 42 survivors in the game, only 13 of them are viable in every single round. And that's not even getting into global bans. That's not even getting into global bans. So what is 13 divided by 42? Let me just open up the calculator here. So only 30% of the survivors in this game are viable every single round compared to the let's see, compared to the, yeah, it's only a 5% difference. So 30% of the survivors in this game are viable every round compared to the 35% of hunters that are viable, that can be used in this game. And while you're saying, oh, that's only a 5% difference, global bans exist. You pick any of these characters first, they can get banned. 4 of these characters can just immediately get banned, which means now from 13, you're only down to 9 potential picks that are good every single round. Then global bans, which will burn another 2. So that means by round 2, you only have, at worst, you only have at best 7 viable options for the following 2 rounds. Which is, again, out of 42, 7 divided by 42. That means after round 1, you only, like, at worst, assuming you only pick from these 13 options, because obviously into the intricacies of tournament, you know, for round 1, shit like Gardener, shit like Wildling, Perfumer, and whatnot is picked. But we're disregarding that. We're just talking off, like, what's viable every round compared to the selection of hunters that are viable in all rounds as well. So that means after round 1, you only have 16% survivors. You only have 16% of 42 survivors that are viable for the next 2 rounds. And 2 of those survivors out of the 7 that you have left in round 2 will get banned because they'll be the first 2 picks, which means by round 3, you won't even have a full team. Well, you will, but like that's not accounting to the first 2 survivors that a hunter will ban. Which means best case scenario at round 3, worst case scenario for round 3, you only have 3 of 13 picks. So that is why this game is, like, for me, it is hunter-sided as shit right now. It is genuinely hunter-sided as shit right now. Like, it was feeling balanced before because you could manage, but now, like, every survivor that comes out right now is, like, mediocre at best, and the hunters are just getting better and better. And we're only really stuck with 13 options possible that can deal with nearly every hunter of the game, and even then these guys still get countered by some of these hunters. Novelist, whatchamacallit, Novelist gets countered by fucking Ivy hardcore. Ivy countered. I have to think. Anything that's fast. Ivy, Wax Artist, Ivy, Gamekeeper, anything that moves remotely fast. Ivy, Gamekeeper, Wax Artist even, because just if you go through a portal, she'll still get waxed anyway. Anything that can wither you out. You have no kiting ability against an Ivy or anything. Any map mobility hunters, and then you are just hard anti, like Gravekeeper. How I love Gravekeeper, but even then he gets somewhat countered. Who counters him out of all of these? I get soft count. Gravekeeper has a lot of soft counters, but he doesn't have a lot of hard counters. Oh yeah. You think Cypher should be nerfed? Absolutely not. Hell no. Cypher should not be nerfed. No. Like, in the sense of, like, if I would rather have Cypher be nerfed for less viable hunters, I would still say no. Because it's like, it's not worth the trade. Like, the trade-off isn't fair. Gravekeeper is actually so criminally underrated. Gravekeeper, unironically, is so criminally underrated. It's crazy. The reason he's not like Merc or FO is because of his nakedness after having no shovels and he gets nothing, literally. Is Magician good? Magician is only good in, like, maybe round 1. And that's about it. Otherwise, you won't use a Magician. Magician is one of those characters that it's dependent on the round, whether you use him or not. Magician goes under, like, Gardener, Wildling territory, where, like, they're good in round 1, but then after that, you won't use them. Is Gravekeeper a better rescuer as first officer? Gravekeeper is a better rescuer than first officer. It's debatable. When Merc is banned, I will play Grave this session. Dubs. So yeah, for me, that is why this is why, like, for me, it is the hunter-sided as fuck right now. Because there's just not enough survivors that can keep up with the plethora of meta survivors, of meta hunters right now. Like, it's crazy. And it's like, it would be good if the survivors they released were, viable, i.e. Fire Investigator, i.e. Pharaoh Lady. Like, but they're just not. Like, they're not that good. Like, they're niche. And you know what happens to niche? It gets countered. Why do high tiers only start playing an hour after rank starts? Because for high tiers, rank is only 2 hours, not 4. For high tiers, rank starts at 8 p.m. EST and ends at 10 p.m. EST. For low tiers, it starts at 7 p.m. EST and ends at 11 p.m. EST. What about Arrow? Arrow's trash now. Arrow's garbage right now. Arrow's like shit right now. Like, the nerfs killed him. Like, he gets no distance. Wait, really? Why is that? It's just so that way people don't try hard as much, I guess, to create balancing. Well, yeah, Aeroplanus is garbage right now. Like, he's not that good. Aeroplanus got fucked by whiny hunters. Literally, hunters were fucking whining and bitching about Aeroplanus, and they fucking nerfed him. They killed him. Like, he's so useless. The distance he gets from a jetpack is so shit. And the cooldown that you have, you gotta wait 16 seconds for a jetpack just for it to not even get you anywhere. How would you buff Pharaoh Lady and Fire Investigator? Pharaoh Lady would need an entire new fucking rework, number one. Fire Investigator, make his airbags rechargeable instead of limited. Because he can't pick up items. So just make it rechargeable. That's literally it. That's what I would do, at least. Oh yeah, whiny hunter mains. Batter got fucking nerfed too. Like, who's the worst survivor in the game? It's Mind's Eye, without like question. That's not even a debate. It's Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye's the worst hunter in the game. That's not the worst survivor in the game. That's not even a debate. Like, Mind's Eye's the worst survivor by default. To be honest, Thief is A tier? No, Thief is like B tier. He's too niche. He literally fits under the air. Why so? Because she has no kiting ability, no like self-preservation ability, and at that, kiting debuffs. She Cypher rushes, but like she gets chased and she dies. Like, there's nothing she can do. Thief was A tier during Clerk meta? Yeah. In this current fast-paced meta, ideally the rescue would not have used their items more than 2 or 3 times, as by that it would be already close to ending. The thing with if we're talking ranked meta, I'd say FO and Grave are tied, but if we're talking tournament, FO is the better rescuer, not because of his rescuing capabilities, but just because of the Cypher rushing potential. Because remember, it's not just sustainability, it's Cypher rush as well. Have you watched Music Man's latest video about the rank system? I have not. I didn't even know that he made that, to be honest. God, if you can hear me, bring back Clerk meta, literally. That's like actually bring back Clerk meta. I beg. Clerk meta was so fun, bro. Like, you're seeing a lot of characters that like you would think would be viable. Like, people were thinking that Forward and Seer, for example, would still be. No, they're specialties now. Like, they've fallen off. How important were Doctor buffs? They were alright. Seer is really 50-50 round, especially even now, because I literally, bro, like, people still think Seer is S tier, and I'm like, no. Like, she's not, bro. Like, I'm sorry, Seer isn't S tier. I apologize. Who would you consider the best rescue in the game? Officer right now, just because of the fact that it's heavy sustain and Cypher Rush, and Officer Cypher Rushes really well. He gets a 7%. He gets like a 7% buff per watch. It's literally it. Like, it's officer. In terms of sustain endgame, Merc better? Yeah, but that's hyper specific, and Merc can't cipher us to the level that officer does. Like, I'm not saying officer doesn't have weaknesses, but in terms of what's needed, like on a consistent basis to get a consistent result, officer does it better. Because officer with accelerated after 2 uses of watch has like a positive like 24% decode buff. Fuck you mean hyper specific? Everyone gets to endgame, gets to the endgame. I mean, I guess, but you're gonna take a slower amount of time getting to endgame compared to with an officer. Officer can also rescue basement safely. You just watch, and then the hunter has to swing at oxygen particles, and you just gotta know to like not walk into the hunter. I've also seen Priestess has not been quick a lot less. It has been picked quite a lot less in Pro. Yeah, because it's like Priestess just can't keep up to an extent. Priestess is Priestess is just too inconsistent because her kiting is not that good. People like swear to God that Priestess's kiting is good. Like, it's not. With the meta hunters that we have right now, like Priestess is not like that good kiting wise. Her support is still amazing, but kiting wise it's not. Like, it really isn't that good. It's nothing special. Zeus, have you seen Music Man's latest video about? No, I haven't seen the video about rank system. Well, yeah, but that's why I think the game is like. Let me search up Music Man actually.